Hello guys, and welcome to Wolf Nation. My name is Mo, and today we're going to watch Attack on Titan Season 3, Episode 3. So last time guys on Attack on Titan. So yeah, last episode I missed something huge, which I didn't think it was a big deal when I was told that I missed the last name of Levi. I was like, yeah, this is probably going to be, relevant for the future or something like that. So I went back and watched it, and Levi Ackerman. I would have never guessed that he's related to Mikasa. Not sure if that means they're brothers and sisters, or, well, he's almost her age, right? It's not that much of a gap. It could be, cousins or something, I guess. But damn. It's kind of hard because she was, they said that she was the last of her kind, Oriental, even though you don't really see that much difference between like her and some other girls. I guess the long black hair. Do we see anyone? Well, there's a lot of people with black hair too, so I don't know. It's hard to understand like where everyone is and what race they are. I don't even think there's anyone black. But for them to be like related, no wonder. They're just both total badasses, and I can't wait. Like, if they brought it up, then it's gonna have to, someone's gonna know eventually. Can Levi actually know, since Kenny knows? And if Levi does know, why didn't he say anything? I'm gonna assume that Kenny didn't tell him, and it's gonna be one hell of a scene when Levi and Mikasa find out. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. Shit. And that's just one little thing from last episode. We had that amazing fight that I absolutely loved with Levi versus Kenny and his goons, and going through the streets and killing people, and pretty much the new Levi squad, I guess now, having to come to grip with the idea of killing someone. And John, he wasn't able to do it, but he was saved by Armin, who was struggling with the fact that he just killed someone. So yeah, Eren, Historia, they were kidnapped, and we also learned that Historia's family, or the Reyes, are the true heir, or the true royal family, which I'm not 100% clear on that, so hopefully they explain it a little bit more. Does that mean that King Fritz, he's just like a figurehead, a pawn, or he's there because Reyes doesn't want to be the king, or is Reyes just next in line? I don't know. So yeah, another thing that one of you guys pointed out to me was that when they were showing like the military police guy and the people that he was torturing, that there was a couple who was trying to go on this hot air balloon and escape the walls. And that was Armin's parents. Damn. Because I do remember, like, way back when Armin was talking about his parents were gonna sneak out. So, shit. But yeah, her father, he showed up in the end, Historia's father, and he hugged her and said he was sorry. So, I don't know, maybe it was against his will that she was like disowned, or maybe he came to realize what he did was wrong. Either way, I'm excited to dive into this episode. So yeah, guys, one last thing. This is gonna be dub. I know a lot of you guys aren't gonna like that. I can agree that the sub is better in a lot of things. It's just, it's gonna, like the last two episodes, I missed a lot of things, And it's probably because I'm rusty, but I don't want to keep on trying to sub and keep on missing things because I want to be immersed in the story and experience Attack on Titan to the fullest. So hopefully you guys understand that. When I'm done with the season, I'll watch it on my own on the sub because I do prefer a lot of things in the sub, but I want to be able to talk to you guys without missing anything. So let's dive into it, guys. Here we go.
My mother was always reading books. She didn't care to work, and no one cared to make her. She was a beautiful woman. Most nights, someone would come for her in a carriage, and she'd go off into the city, wearing fancy clothes. For me, that was just life as I knew it. But when I learned to read and write, I started picking up books to imitate my mother, and they taught me just how alone I was. In all the stories I read in those books, parents cared about their children. They talked to them, hugged them, scolded them. I had never experienced any of those things. One day, out of curiosity, I decided to try hugging my mother. I guess I just wanted to see what kind of face she'd make.
Mommy!
She ended up shoving me away from her. That was the first time my mother had acknowledged me. So it actually made me happy.
If only I wasn't such a coward. I could have killed it.
Is she like
Those were
raped
the
or
first
something?
words my mother ever said to me.
Forced into this marriage?
She went to live somewhere else after that.
See, I'm your father.
It's wrong race.
That man, he was the lord of the land I'd grown up on.
Serious?
The mother I hadn't seen in years. Looked terribly frightened.
Now listen, you'll be living with me from this day forward.
What this is, Lord Rice. The fall of Walmaria's got you acting a bit reckless. I suppose you thought you'd get your pretty little secrets to safer ground, huh?
Let Mom go! No! I'm not that girl's mother! I've never even met her! Do whatever you want with her, but let me go!
Oh, you have anything to say about that, Lord Rice? Maybe it's just a coincidence the three of
No
you
matter
are out
what,
here
you
at
don't
the
have to say
same
that
time.
about it.
If only you had never been born, I could...
Those were the last words my mother ever said.
No, wait.
Moments before I was killed myself, my father proposed an idea. That if I were sent somewhere far away to live out a quiet life, perhaps they could spare me.
Your new name will be Krista Lanes. I beg for your forgiveness, child. Please know that everything I've done, I did to protect you.
Father,
I guess you kind of did.
Not a day has passed that I haven't thought of you. Long have I dreamed of a day when I could hold you like this. You are special. The blood of the king flows through your veins.
That's what they said in your fact.
Yes, Historia.
Does that just mean the king?
The true royal bloodline is carried by the Rice family. And as its heir, the power to save all of humanity now rests in your hands. Please, Historia, come with me, and I'll show you where it all began.
Aaron remembered a conversation between Ymir and Bertolt. You hold that against me?
I don't think so. I mean, I don't know. Suppose I have to believe you didn't want to eat anyone.
Based on this, we can speculate. Ymir used to be a mindless titan, just like the others. Until she consumed someone. Someone from Bertolt and Reina's group. We've never seen a titan turn back into a human by eating one before. That said, Reina's comrades aren't normal humans. And there's a different set of rules for humans that can turn into titans. My thought is this. If a Titan eats someone with that power, then it'll transform back into a human. What's more, they'll obtain whatever powers that human had. Point is, if the government has a Titan of their own, they'll use it to eat Aaron.
Calm down. I know you want to get Aaron back, but going on a rampage won't help with that.
Didn't
Anyway,
Titan
we're heading for Rod
technically
Rice's
eat Aaron?
estate. Prepare to leave at once.
Or does that
Sir!
mean he has to like fully consume it?
At first, I have to ask, you are serious, right?
Yes.
Or are you planning?
I have a plan to retake Walmaria and to depose the government.
Coup. Does that mean any Titan, if it eats someone like Aaron, can transform?
I knew
Back
this
to
would happen
human?
someday.
It may be possible for us to carry out this plan without military force. My objective, at least, is a bloodless coup.
Ah, then by all means, go on.
Wow.
If such an option is plausible, I'm for it.
Looks like my gamble might pay off, Commander. Might. One of the first Interior Squad just confessed. The current king is a pretender to the throne. Rice is the true ruling family.
Are you sure?
I've deployed my scouts.
But what's
They're
the
working
point
to
of it?
retrieve Aaron and Historia. Once they're secured, we'll declare that Historia Rice is of royal blood and crown her as this country's queen.
Oh,
Had outlived his usefulness. They killed him to stop him from talking.
people are gonna
The
turn
murderer
this
is
head
still at
to-
large. We presume they had Jaeger.
What a convenient story that would be.
I can see what you scoundrels are doing. You're trying to monopolize Jaeger's Titan power and keep it all for yourselves. That type of action violates Clause 6 of the Charter of Humanity. I trust that you're familiar with that law.
One must never prioritize their own gain over humanity's survival. Am I correct?
That you
Rich,
are.
friend military
And
police.
because the Scout Regiment is in violation of this law, all Scouts must be arrested.
His son is there, he knows the truth. Just too afraid.
Get the hell away from my husband!
When the battle for Trost first began, Mr. Reeves delayed evacuation efforts
Yeah.
in order to preserve his
He
life.
was a piece of shit.
Yeah, so what's your point? Are you trying to say he deserved to die?
No, I'm not. Because upon his return to Trost, he found it on the verge of collapse. And instead of abandoning it, he planted his feet. He helped those who couldn't leave by striving to revive this city. But now, that dream has been cut short by a knife in the dark. I swear this. I will avenge him.
It's so
My
good
father.
at his speeches.
He was a teacher. One day we were studying history. Faced with the annihilation at the hands of Titans, humanity took refuge
Is
behind
that
the walls
his
and realized
father's-
100 years of peace.
It's his father, the
In
Beast
this
Titan.
process, we lost all records of what humanity's earlier past might have looked like. That's what all of us were taught. Even back then, this
But
seemed
come on, the
strange
hair
to me.
and glasses.
So when we got home that night, he sat me down and gave me the real answer. He told me the history books he received from the government were full of contradictions and mysteries.
Keeping the truth.
He then proceeded to tell me a theory of his. Even as a child, I was astounded. There was a reason he didn't share that theory with the entire class. I wasn't smart enough to see it.
Shit.
I told the other children what he told me. And one day, the MPs arrived to question me. My father didn't come home that night. They said he died in some kind of freak accident.
Okay, maybe he did
I knew that wasn't true.
or
He'd been silenced by the government.
maybe.
107
like-
years ago, when humanity fled to these walls, the king altered their collective memory to make them easier to rule. That was my father's theory.
Yes, I can see why
All
the
of
first
them.
king might do that.
I've realized something about these men. What they're fighting to protect is not humanity, but their own gardens, houses, and lands. Which means all they care about is suppressing those who dare to question their authority in any way.
The MPs were handing out these flyers. If this is true, the scouts will be disbanded.
Sweet Levi.
They say they'll be hunting for us in the mountains tonight. They're also posting guards on all the vital roads. No one can get through them without a pass. So, Captain, what now?
We need to hurry and find Aaron.
He'll be fine. They're taking him on a wagon. That gives us one day before they reach Rice's estate. And we need every second we can get to come up with a plan.
Captain, I hear footsteps. Sounds like they're approaching.
Better get up on those trees. Damn it. So guys, that was Attack on Titan Season 3, Episode 3. Whole lot of information in this episode. At first glance, I was like, could Irvin's father actually be the Beast Titan? Because it kind of looked like him, you know, blonde hair, tall, those glasses look exactly like the glasses that, at least that I remember. But I don't know, maybe not. But it could be. But maybe not. So yeah, we learned about his father. His father was a teacher, and he was like getting closer to the truth, and he believed that 107 years ago, that when humanity took refuge behind the walls, that the king pretty much wiped their memories of what it was like before the wall. Interesting. It's interesting that they can do that, and it's interesting that the wall was there already and they didn't have to build it. So when was the wall built? Huh. And they said that he told, you know, a student, and information got out, and his father was, you know, supposedly died in an accident. So either his father was killed, or we'll see. So yeah, at first I wasn't really getting what she was trying to say when a Titan eats someone, they turn back into a Titan. But then she was saying that if they eat someone special, like if they eat, you know, someone in Reiner's group, or if they eat Eren, they'll turn back into a Titan and get his power, which is why they wanted Eren, which is why they want to eat him too. But if that's the case, why didn't Reiner just eat him, or Berthel? Or is that because they wanted to give him to someone specific, and then when the plan was going to shit, they started throwing Titans at Eren? Huh. And also, didn't technically a Titan ate Eren, and we didn't see that one transform back, did we? I mean, transform to human. Well, I guess he didn't really eat Eren. Consuming, I don't know. That's an interesting theory. Because I was going to say, like, they killed a lot of, you know, Titans, and we never seen a person in the nape. But I guess that they only get that ability if they eat the right or special human that can transform to Titan. Interesting. Really interesting. That's implying that all Titans started as humans, right? So what happened? So yeah, the military police still trying to turn the people against the scouts. They're arresting everyone. They're putting out warrants. Levi and his crew, they're trying to, you know, get to Eren and be stealthy at the same time. There's people approaching. I'm not sure what's gonna happen there. What's Kenny's motivation? Was he hired to kill Levi? Or is it something he wants to do personally? Hanji, she's promoted. She's now the leader of the Levi squad. Well, not the Levi squad, the leader of the scouts. So that's good for her. And Irvin, he enlisted Pixie to help them, so they're hoping for a bloodless coup bloodless coup, which I guess is a possibility, but probably unlikely. We also saw that tragic story about Historia and her mom, which, you know, I can sympathize with her mom if she was like, you know, raped or forced into this. I don't even think it was a marriage, was it? I'm just not sure why she hated her daughter that much. That was just terrible. And in the end, she died the same way she was, mean to her daughter. Her father pretty much didn't have a choice in the matter, and he actually ended up saving Historia, so that was good. But if he's the true king, then why couldn't he just take his position? Was he like forced out? What happened? So yeah, we had another good episode and another episode without actual Titans. So I guess that's good, but I guess this season is gonna focus more on the lore, what happened before the Titans, maybe, and why things are the way they are right now, and learning more about, you know, each character, because we're learning more about Irvin. We hardly knew anything about him, Historia, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, guys, if you want to check out the next episode right now, you can on patreon.com. The link is in the description. But as always, leave me comments, let me know what you think. Like and subscribe. Till next time, guys.